This news update is brought to you by
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Wednesday, August the 27th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good morning. It will not be business as usual today at ZRS Farms, a subsidiary of Chickmont Foods Limited, following a fire yesterday that killed in excess of 7,000 turkeys and incurred well over $500,000 in losses. Chickmont Foods Operations Manager Trevor Gunby says things can't return to normal today at the Ridge Road Christchurch farm because much work has to be done to make the facility fit again for business.
There'll be a cleaner process, and then from there you got to take. I can't say how fast because, rain falling every day and, it's hard to tackle an operation like this if, the weather's against you,
And General Worker Rupert Carew was one of two people present when the fire broke out. A shocked Carew said he had never experienced anything like this during his 2 years at the farm.
Mostly we check the pen before we leave, understand? So we ran through that one, we checked that one, that was all right. We went back there and checked that and it was all right. So on my way going out, cars go out and then change out on the outside. So on my way going out, I see the black smoke. And when I turn back, the black smoke was coming from the back of the building. Just the back 5 minutes, the black smoke was coming from the back of there. And the time I get to call the boss, the fire ran right through the building, right through the farm.
Parents are being urged to be on their guard when it comes to the media and their children. The appeal from Carrie Ann Hurley, a youth development officer at the Barbados Family Planning Association. Hurley says parents must take the lead in talking to their charges way before the puberty stage, as children are being bombarded with sexually explicit material from different media. She made the comments after speaking to campers attending the Project Soft Camp at the St. George Valley Resource Center about sex and abstinence.
They're being exposed younger and younger, and so their awareness starts to develop from a much younger age. And so we have to therefore start the discussions from younger. We can't wait till they get older if they're being exposed at a younger age. Sometimes even the children's shows can have very sexually explicit content, that you're like, oh, this show is for what age again?
Officials at Virgin Atlantic Airways are looking forward to a bumper winter tourist season. An outgoing Caribbean regional manager for Virgin, Nick Parker, says the airline is preparing to meet an expected increase in passenger demand out of the UK to this island.
Winter loads, our projections, I've looked through those and they're looking very positive. They're ahead of last year. So I think, we're looking good for the winter season ahead. So, and a great thing is that, as Andre was mentioning, the way that we can blend the 747, which obviously has a far higher seating capacity, with the A330, means that we can really optimise the number of seats that we're bringing in to match the demands of the markets.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
In news about our neighbors now, Trinidad and Tobago's Attorney General Anand Ramlogan is considering suing opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley for defamation. Ramlogan has retained Queen's Counsel to look into the possibility of a criminal report against Rowley. The Attorney General said his legal team was also picking apart Rowley's statement on and after the Emailgate scandal began to determine where slander may lie. And on the global scene, a long-term ceasefire has been agreed between Israel and Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip. The truce ending 7 weeks of fighting that has left more than 2,200 people, mostly Palestinians, dead, was brokered by Egypt. Hamas says the deal represents a victory for the resistance. Israel is to ease its blockade of Gaza to allow in aid and building materials. We have a BBC report.
After 50 days of conflict, 50 days of loss, the streets of Gaza came alive. It was a fight that cost 2,000 lives, but here they're calling it a victory.
There have been other ceasefires, 8 in total, but it hasn't brought people out onto the streets like this. They're celebrating because they believe that the fighting is over and that Israel's blockade of Gaza has ended.
The Gazans believe that they won despite the agony, despite the huge suffering they are encountering these days.
If the ceasefire holds, then rebuilding can begin. It's a huge job. This apartment block was the latest to be destroyed in an Israeli airstrike. It will cost billions and Gaza will need help.
And that's been the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update. You can join us again at noon. But in the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay in supermarkets and gas stations near you to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a blessed day.
This news update is brought to you by